fought those battles for us in Washington, D.C. for many years, who is the biggest champion for the city of Austin and Central Texas, and I would argue the state of Texas that we have. Let's hear it for Congressman Lloyd Doggett.
Great gathering. Thank you, Jimmy. You're doing a great job for all of us. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Karen. And thank you, American Patriots, for being here tonight. What we have is a gathering of American patriots who recognize the highest calling of patriotism is not my country right or wrong, but my country, I will right the wrongs around us. And with this Trump administration, we've got more wrongs to right every single day. This is a rally like those going on across America tonight about no one being above the law. That applies to a crime family, and it applies to the Trump family who may be committing crimes. We all know that what Trump fears the most is truth. The truth that Mueller could reveal about collusion to subvert our elections, about the Russian compromise, about money laundering and obstruction of justice. Courage and innocence are quiet. Fear rants, fear tweets, and that's what we're getting from this president. You know, he always brags about the fact that he picks the best people. And I guess he's right. He picks the best people for jail and indictment. And Jeff Sessions, who has himself done such harm with all of his anti-immigrant hysteria, was at least willing to recuse himself properly on the recommendation of the ethics people, the Justice Department, from this investigation. And solely because of that, and nothing else, since they share the rest of their philosophy, Trump has repeatedly humiliated him. Well, Sessions may have finally buckled under Trump's pressure and resigned, but our new Congress must not resign. Our message to President Trump is no more lapdog. We've got some watchdogs coming on the way. So, as you know, yesterday, even as the votes were still being counted, and they're still being counted in some places today, Trump dismisses Sessions with someone who was selected to oversee the investigation and his own wrongdoing. He found Whitaker, a political hack, who has already publicly condemned the Mueller investigation and has proposed impeding it by doing things like cutting off its budget. In August of last year, he wrote an op-ed insisting that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein order the special counsel to limit the scope of the investigation. The same day, he publicly promoted an article that called the special counsel's investigation a lynch mob. He would block Mueller from looking at Trump family business and the dealings there much the same way that Republicans in Congress have 7 times blocked my effort to get to Trump's tax returns. Next year, we're going to get those tax returns. So consumed with bigotry himself, Trump rants and raves about a caravan that is headed this way. Well, thanks to patriots like you, in January, there's going to be another caravan headed up to Washington. It's a caravan that contains 100 new women members of the Congress. It's a caravan that contains Muslim Americans. It contains Native Americans. It has more Latinas and more LGBTQ members. It has millennials. And it even has a few older folks that offer a little experience. All of us sharing in common our commitment that we don't intend to be intimidated by Trump's tweets and threats of warlike conduct against the Congress. Democrats will not control the Congress, of course, half of the Congress, until January the 3rd, but we're not waiting. I was just on a call a few minutes ago with leaders of our Democratic caucus and leaders of the key committees involved. We are demanding the preservation of the special counsel's records. We've called for immediate hearings on Sessions' firing. We've introduced legislation to ensure that the special counsel cannot be removed for unjust cause. And I have myself introduced the Special Counsel Transparency Act, now joined by over 100 co-sponsors, to ensure that we can hold Trump and his political hacks accountable. He may have underway a plan to clean house at justice, but our U.S. House must demand accountability and prevent further obstruction of justice. I'm not going to back down because I know you've got my back. His threat against Mueller should not be a partisan struggle. This is not about Republican justice or Democratic justice. It's about the rule of law. And we'll not let Trump make our Constitution as worthless as a degree from Trump University. Ensuring that our democracy is successful is about more than just casting one vote on one day for one candidate or one party in one election, or showing up for one rally, but we do have plenty to celebrate this week with the success we have had at one election. We know that we have to have a permanent commitment to making our home here deep in the heart of Texas a place that is just for all of our neighbors, where all families can thrive. We're now talking about elections, we're now less than 2 years away from the opportunity to elect a new president. And as you think about what you can do about what's going wrong in Washington right now, think about what you have done in the last few weeks, the success we've had, and keep in mind that in less than 2 years, Senator John Cornyn will be on the ballot. So will all 5 of the other congressmen whose districts include the gerrymandered parts of Austin, all of whom are either abject apologists for Trump or frightened duck and cover Trump enablers. And as usual, not one of the 5 has said a thing or posted a thing, as far as I can tell, about what's been done with Sessions' firing. We saw, thanks to Jimmy and his efforts, how close we came to electing a Democratic Congresswoman from Williamson County. We need to continue building right now. We can't wait until 2020 to do it. To demand town halls, even if all you get is a cardboard cutout of your member of Congress. To demand meetings, to be at the offices, to insist that we get some action. And we have to be ready to engage with mass public protest across America if that's what it takes. This is not only about sending a message to Trump, it is about educating our neighbors, and we need to evaluate everything we do in terms of whether it brings more people to us or simply drives them away. We must never back down on our values, but we should continue to broaden the base of American people who care about this issue and who understand what's at stake. Let's keep speaking out as if our democracy depended upon it, because it does. At the end of the day, all of the ultimate protection that we need for America will come from individual Americans just like those who are gathered here tonight. People who refuse to surrender. We refuse to and reject Trump's what I call tin pot authoritarian rule objectives. Our democracy is only as strong as we continue to make it, and we will never give up and never give in. Thank you for being here.